Why is everything cheap now? And I obviously don't mean cheap as in affordable, because most things are anything but that, especially when you're like me and are willing to pay a premium for a higher quality product. But 90% of the time, the premium that you're paying for is just for a brand, or is just randomly marked up because they like money. But I also like money, or rather, I like it when my money means something. So you could imagine that on a day where I spend over $1,000, I'd be pretty appreciative if anything I bought actually worked. So I think you can see where I'm going with this. Nothing, and I mean nothing I bought on that day actually worked. So let's go through everything and discuss. Corsair fans. I have been a pretty big Corsair fan since I bought my first computer. The keyboard I'm typing the script on is actually the first keyboard I ever bought, and it's a Corsair keyboard. My first mouse was also a Corsair mouse. However, it broke after like 3 months. The scroll wheel started bugging out, and no matter how much I cleaned it, it would just never work properly. I was able to excuse the first thing because maybe it was just a fluke, a one-time issue, but I was very wrong. When I built my first PC, I bought 16 gigs of Corsair DDR4 RAM, and while it did work fine, the plastic cover over the RGB broke, and it never sat right on the stick. This wasn't a very big deal to me because it wasn't too noticeable and the RAM worked fine, so again, I excused it. Well, then came the second rebuild of my PC, and I chose a Corsair CPU cooler and upgraded a DDR5 Corsair RAM. And the RAM had the exact same problem. But I was actually able to fix it this time, so again, it wasn't a big deal. I gave them one final chance, and I decided to get a set of 3 Corsair case fans to install into the top of my computer. So, after borrowing an extra wire from a friend of mine, because it doesn't come with the one required wire, I was finally able to get everything properly installed. The Corsair fans come with a little controller box that is required to make the fans function properly and work with the Corsair software. And it started on fire. Just actually lit on fire and billowed smoke everywhere. One of the capacitors on the control box exploded and destroyed the box. And there went my first $100. Turtle Beach steering wheel. I bought BeamNG Drive a couple weeks ago, which you would know if you watch my awesome live streams.
More awake now. Driving fast car. Oh! My ears.
And I really wanted a steering wheel set up to play it the way it was intended. Also, just to have a steering wheel controller. So I bought a Turtle Beach Velocity 1 steering wheel. A little while ago, I bought a Turtle Beach wireless mouse, and it is one of the most comfortable I've ever used, so I figured a company that can make something this good surely would have a great quality steering wheel. Again, I was very wrong, because the moment I plugged it in, it just didn't work. Yep, zero function. I tried for like 2 hours to get this $650 steering wheel to work, and it never did. So I tried to contact their support to see if I was being stupid or if they could help somehow, and they just directed me to a website where I would have to pay to chat with one of their people. I just spent $650 on this stupid wheel, and now you want me to pay more money to talk to someone who will no doubt have no clue what they're talking about and will probably just want me to go back and return it. So I didn't do that. But don't worry, I did return it eventually, and also, surprisingly, they let me return the destroyed fan controller too. Everything else. So yeah, there was a couple other things that I bought that were pretty inconsequential, 2 of which I did actually get refunded, and the others I can probably fix myself. I'm just really upset with companies making a product that can just fail and charging so much for it. I don't really remember this being a problem just a few years ago, but anymore, anything you buy, even if it's super expensive, just has a chance of not working. So yeah, leave a comment if you've had any similar situations, because I'd really love to hear about it and talk about it with you. And join the Discord, subscribe, and bye!